Welcome to 12-Minute Talks, where important information is shared in a short time period. Learn from other business owners, entrepreneurs, and experts about what they do to help you find solutions to everyday topics in 12 minutes or less. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 12-Minute Talk podcast. I'm excited to have with us today Patrick Burt. He's going to be talking to us about something really important for all you business owners out there, which is actually being found online. It's known as SEO or search engine optimization. He's the expert on this, not me. Patrick, thank you so much for being on today.
Yeah, not a problem. Happy to help people wherever I can. Happy to talk to as many people as I can. So
Definitely. And this is a good way to get the word across about what you do to more people, right? Than
for
you know.
sure, for sure.
So Patrick, before we get into everything about what you do, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about your journey into SEO?
Oh boy. Long story short, so I actually did 5 years in the Marines, and while I was kind of in the Marines, I think I was in Japan. One of my buddies was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know, just it was a weekend, day drinking in the barracks, whatever." And he's like, "You want to learn something cool?" And this was probably 7 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So he's like, well, I'm helping businesses do this, that, and the other and get out there. And this was back whenever SEO wasn't as big of a focus. And so we were really kind of just, what can we do to get businesses out there, build social profiles, get them on maps. And that was kind of my introduction into actually getting businesses online. And then, of course, from there, I really tailored things into, okay, now I need backlinks. Now I need to you know, build strategies and build an overworking presence of everything online versus just, hey, let's build everything. So that's kind of how I got into it. And it kind of started with like just Twitter, then Facebook pages and Instagram, and then it jumped into more Google, and then it like all of the map listings, all of the search engines, and it kind of evolved from there.
Awesome.
So nothing too crazy.
I think if there's one thing the internet has taught us is that what's popular today, tomorrow might not be as popular, right? So it's just
Oh
getting
boy, yeah.
the new thing, right? I think now it's like TikTok, which well, maybe that's a different subject, right? Altogether.
Yeah, TikTok's a little weird.
Yeah. So I mean, when you say SEO, is that like I can just get like a Google My Business page and I'm good to go? Or like what is it that you help business owners really do?
So the biggest thing that I'll say is I help business owners get found, trusted, and chosen so that they can be found online by people specifically looking for what they offer. So I typically lay things out in stages. So I'll tell people, hey, here's the absolute bare minimum you need. You need a website, even if it's just a simple free Google website, right? You need a Facebook page and you need a Google My Business. That is the bare minimum. Once businesses establish that, which are pretty quick, pretty easy, I'll typically tell people, hey, you need to start lining out further presence. So that's going to be things like getting on Yelp. Don't pay Yelp, not worth it, but get on Yelp. Bing, Apple Maps, Yahoo Business. I mean, all types of places like that. And so you have the basics, then you have the secondary ones, which are going to be like those big name ones, like again, Apple Maps, Bing, stuff like that. Then you have the kind of the lower end ones. However, these are where you can amass a lot of numbers. So these are going to be like MapQuest, Local Easy, like Cyclex, places like that, which you can get your business on, which then Google finds. And long story short, they basically say, hey, this business is popping up all over the place online. So we're going to make sure that we show these guys versus the guys down the street that just have a Facebook and an Instagram.
I see. So it's not just enough having a website and getting a Google My Business page. You have to be all over the
Oh,
internet,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so you mentioned it a little bit. How is it that Google finds you and then decides, oh, this is a legit business?
So to sum it up, because there's about like 200 different ranking factors that actually go through this big old algorithm, and then it spits out with kind of a number and says, okay, you're going to be here. Um, the most general way is it's going to be content focused. So obviously, the more content you have out there online, the more Google can trust you. And then it depends on the relevance of the content. So what is the content talking about? And that's where keywords come into play. So you have things like keyword density, keyword strategies. And so the more stuff you have out there, great. Then Google scans the stuff you have out there and says, what is this talking about? And then it kind of pieces it together. And that's how Google learns what your business does and the legitimacy of it.
Fantastic. So, as a business owner myself, I get bombarded often with, oh, we help you with your digital marketing, with your SEO. They throw all these fancy terms out there, and I'm like,
Buzzwords.
buzzword, And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. I'm not interested, you know. But why would somebody say hire you over your competition? What makes you stand apart?
I think the biggest thing that makes me stand out is the fact that I approach businesses with value up front. So if you actually, I'm sure you're probably gonna link me or something in the chat, or but if you actually look into me, you'll see in the companies that I'm with, you'll see that there's free education. Like this isn't one of those things where, oh, I hold all the secrets and I'll never tell you. This is, hey, I'll literally show you exactly what you need to do. Here, get to it. But that's the biggest thing is I'm not trying to pull somebody's leg. There's no BS. Like literally my group is grow your business without the BS. So I mean, it's all about free value up front, free education. And I want people to know that, hey, I know what I'm actually talking about and I'm here for your business because I care, not just to, hey, I want to grow your business so I can make a paycheck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that that's really important nowadays, that whoever we work with is not just to make money today, it's that if in the future, they can also help out, especially with all these changes. Like if we look at Facebook ads recently,
Oh
right?
man.
That,
I was about to
that's
say, like, oh boy, that's a dumpster fire right now.
yeah, and so like this is, as a business owner, I always say like my job is, for example, I do insurance. So my job is to help people with insurance. It's not to figure out the marketing, digital marketing and SEO and all this stuff, which is why I think it's important to like hire that out, right?
Hmm.
Um, so like why can't I just take a course and figure out, over a weekend how to do all this?
So the funny thing is, technically you can. However, the issue is not in the fact of what to learn. Okay, kind of two problems. One, it it's it's a rabbit hole. Like it is a wow rabbit hole, right? So imagine like trying to figure out your taxes on your own. You can do it, yeah, you can, but then it gets into added layers of complexity and then tax write-offs and all that stuff. So it's like if you spent, let's say, a weekend, you can learn the basics and yeah, you could do SEO yourself. The real issue comes into time. And that's typically where businesses and business owners don't necessarily follow through, is because it's like, all right, I know what I have to do. But once you really know what you have to do, you need to start blogging. You need to go through your entire website, rewrite descriptions, do coding, do keywords. You need to build these citations. You need to build backlinks. You need to do, I mean, it gets bonkers, bananas, crazy. And whenever you're managing people and doing sales, it's just, there's no way.
I already got lost with all that you said.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, that I always say, like my expertise is this, is not that. So definitely hire somebody out for that. And Patrick is definitely, he's an expert in his field. So definitely reach out to him about this. So Patrick, do you offer like a package that includes
Yeah.
SEO and maybe other things? Tell us a little
So
bit about that.
I actually help run a full service agency. So we do everything from ads to SEO to web design. But for SEO specifically, we break things down into four levels. And this is kind of where people uh, misinterpret, because there's different levels of SEO. You have like your local and your foundational things, and then you start getting on the website. And then the further out you're trying to reach, like if you're trying to do national stuff, that's where it gets really expensive. That's where it gets really difficult. But For example, our starter package is $249 a month, like with no contract or no commitment. I mean, it's like 2 cups of coffee a day if you break it down. I'm not the best at math, as I said. I was in the Marines, but but with that, we take care of that whole foundation, that online presence, the brand, the image, all of that. And then, of course, it can move up to, okay, then we start going into descriptions. We start building pages, blogging. And I mean, that's like 500. And it goes all the way up to like 12.99, where we start doing content strategies, rebuilding the website, plugins, analytics, keywords, blogging, interview. I mean, it's one of those things where you can really throw a lot more at it and it'll exponentially grow. But I always tell people, you just got to start somewhere. So no matter what, we got to fix that foundation and build on top of it.
Yeah, that's definitely great advice. And, for what you charge, it's worth the return on investment to
Oh,
actually
easily.
be found on Google. You get, 5, 10 clients from that, and, it more than pays for itself, right?
Oh, yeah.
Um, awesome. And so, Patrick, how can somebody get a hold of you if they would like more information?
So easiest way to find me is I did mention the Grow Your Business Without the BS Facebook group. That one's pretty easy, but you could find me on any social media. It's going to be at PTRKBURT. That's my personal tags on everything. But that would probably be the easiest way. And as I said, I'm all about value up front. So I do check my message requests. Somebody finds me, hey, Patrick, can you look this over? Sure, not a problem. Always about for your help.
Awesome. And like always, we will have all of the links down below so you can easily follow Patrick online and join his Facebook group that definitely has some valuable information in there. And I just wanted to quickly introduce myself for those of you that don't know who I am. My name's Lorena Tomasini, and I'm the owner of Mom Life and Health Insurance Agency, where together with my mom, we help other families and business owners with their financial protection needs, all done digitally. Patrick, it's been great having you on today on the 12-Minute Talks podcast. And I do have one random question for you before we let you go.
Shoot.
Um, you know, what would you say is your best productivity tip for all the business owners out there?
So this is going to be an interesting one. My best productivity tip is honestly learning yourself and learn when to rest and take a break before you quit. To go on a little bit of a side tangent, it's a very common problem that people nowadays will be what I call a dim light. And they'll hit that mental wall during the day and just trying to push, 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 push. When in fact, if they took a 10-minute walk, went to go get lunch, whatever it may be, took a break, and then came back with a fresh mind, their productivity during that rest of the day will be better and they'll be more effective. So people need to, my best tip is when you're taking a break, take a break. Don't check your phone, don't do anything. Take a break, get your mind off something, and then come back refreshed. Because if you try and, for lack of a better term, be a dim light the whole day and try and rest and kind of work the whole day, nothing really gets done.
That's definitely very accurate. So yes, I've learned that from experience myself. Awesome, Patrick. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Honestly, I'm just really glad to be here. I really appreciate you reaching out and having me on here, having me help as many people as I can. I mean, that's the name of the game.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Well, thank you so much, Patrick.
Take care.
Thank you for listening to this podcast and hope you will listen to the next one. I'm Lorena Tomasini, and you can contact me via email life@malmins.com. Make it a great day.